Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm sure you might have guessed it already by the glasses I'm currently wearing that this tutorial is going to be on makeup for eyeglass wearers, or even if you wear sunglasses. I'm going to be going over some tips and tricks that I do to help prevent your makeup around the nose from getting messed up when you wear glasses, because coming from someone who loves makeup and wears glasses on a daily basis, I know the struggle of wearing glasses and totally ruining your makeup around the nose area. It gets sweaty, greasy, messy, you name it. It just becomes a huge mess by the end of the day. So I'm gonna go over some tips and tricks to help not prevent it, but just minimize how messy it gets in that area. So whether you wear prescription glasses or sunglasses, you'll find this tutorial helpful, I hope. And I know you guys, for the most part, always see me without my eyeglasses, but I do have bad eyesight. I have astigmatism, I have really dry eyes, so if you were to run into me out on the streets, I would normally have these glasses on, but during tutorials, I'm obviously not gonna wear my glasses. Also, I know you guys are probably wondering where these glasses are from. All the glasses that I'm going to be showing in this tutorial are from Warby Parker. I think I discovered the company maybe like 2-3 years ago, and I've been obsessed ever since. Prescription glasses can get expensive, and their frames are $95. They get more pricey depending on your prescription and the frames, but for the most part, all of their glasses are 95 bucks. For every pair of glasses that's purchased, they donate a pair to someone in need. Kind of like Tom's, if you guys are familiar with what they do in their company. But I just absolutely love all their glasses, so all the ones that you're going to see in this video are from them. I'll make sure to link all the styles in the description box down below so you guys can check them out if you'd like. So without further ado, let's jump straight into this tutorial. So the first thing I'm going to do is go in with Benefit's Porefessional Matte Rescue Primer. I'm going to concentrate this in the T-zone and especially down the sides and bridge of the nose where the glasses will be resting to help keep that area matte and oil-free. Next, I'm going in with my Koh Gen Do concealer to help correct any uneven areas of my skin. I'm not going to be using any heavy concealer or doing any heavy highlighting because you want to keep all the makeup on the skin fairly light, especially the areas where the glasses are going to be touching. So I'm going to place this around the eyes, nose, on all these little breakouts that happened on my forehead, and then blend it out with a beauty blender. For foundation, I'm using my Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation stick. This guy has a really great coverage, so because I'm not going to be adding any extra concealer, it's perfect for evening out my skin tone. And I'm also going to be applying it directly over the areas I've already corrected. So with this guy, you're all set. You don't have to add any more product to the skin. I could have skipped over me blending my foundation, but I wanted to show you guys exactly how much blending I did to sheer out the foundation so it didn't sit heavy on the skin. Setting powder is the key to success. Just kidding. Well, it's the key to really setting the makeup around the nose and again, any other areas where the glasses are going to be resting to make sure that it stays put all day and does not move or slide around. So I'm also using that powder on the lids before going in with eyeshadow, but I'm really going to focus on pressing this powder into the sides of the nose. Go in with a generous amount and just keep patting it until it disappears. If you accidentally do a little too much, just think of it like baking and grab a brush and wipe it off. But really, you don't need a ton like you would with baking. You're just really pressing the powder into the skin. And of course, once you're done with that, don't forget to set other areas of the skin that you don't want to be super shiny. Next up, I'm going to be filling in my brows with the IT Cosmetics Brow Power Super Skinny Brow Pencil in the shade Universal Medium Brown. The only thing I have to say about brows is that it's important to fill them in even if you normally don't, even if it's just with a light powder, because I feel like with glasses, they can tend to get lost if they're not filled in. Plus, your glasses tend to cover up most of the eyeshadow, so it's nice when your brows are defined. The first shadow I'm going to be applying is Barcelona Beach by Makeup Geek, and I'm going to apply that to the crease and outer V portion of the eye using a Morphe M433 brush. I'm going to be keeping the eyes pretty neutral for this look and focusing on doing a bold lip. Next, I'm applying the color Mocha, also by Makeup Geek, onto the outer V portion of the eye using that same Morphe M433 brush. I'm not going to be adding any additional color to the lid. That lightness that you're seeing is from the concealer and powder that I added in the beginning, and this is going to give us a really pretty ombre effect to the eyes. Now I'm just going to be mixing together Barcelona Beach and Mocha on that same Morphe M433 brush and applying it to the lower lash line. Don't forget to sweep it back up into the outer V portion of the eye to really connect the look of the shadows. And I'm using a clean Smith 232 brush to just blend these shadows out. To re-intensify the color after blending, I'm just going back in with Mocha and that same Morphe M433 brush and applying it to the outer V portion of the eye, and again blending with the Smith 232 brush. Yes, I do this much blending in real life. To finish the eyes, I'm going to be applying a generous amount of IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I'm not going to be applying any false lashes because nothing irritates me more than false lashes in glasses. They always get caught on the rim and hit the lens, and it's really annoying. So I'm skipping the falsies and just applying a lot of mascara. I'm using that same mascara on the lower lashes as well. And don't forget to set your brows in place. I'm using the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And that completes this super simple eye look. So now I'm going to go ahead and start bronzing up my skin using this new NYX Cheek Contour Duo palette. I absolutely love the shade of this bronzer. This particular shade is called Double Date, and I'm applying it to my skin with a Sigma F05 brush. I'm using that same bronzer on the nose, but I switched over to a Smith 230 brush to be a little more precise. And I'm really focusing the bronzer more towards the inner part of the brow and just dragging whatever product is left over on the brush down the side of the nose, because the glosses are going to go in that area anyway, so I don't want to do too much contouring of the nose. I'm going to be using the shade Bubbly from the Anastasia Glow Kit to highlight my skin using that same Sigma F05 brush. For blush, I'm using the Tarte 12 Hour Blush in the shade Exposed. If you're like me and love really big frames and have issues with them hitting your cheeks sometimes, I suggest a long wear blush to just make sure that it doesn't smear or smudge throughout the day. It doesn't really happen much, but just in case. And while I was applying my blush, I realized how much I loved the Bubbly highlighters, so I'm also applying that to my lids using a Smith 256 brush. And finally, for the lips, like I mentioned earlier, I really wanted to focus on creating a really soft neutral eye and doing a really bold lip. So I'm using Harlem from Ofra Cosmetics. I started applying it and then realized it was such a dark lip. I really needed to sharpen up the edges, so I'm going in with Nightmoth from MAC. And to give the effect or the look of a very crisp, bold lip, I'm going back in with my Make Up For Ever Ultra HD foundation stick and a Smith 212 brush to clean up the edges before reapplying the liquid lipstick. Alright guys, that completes this tutorial. I hope you found it helpful. This first pair of frames from Warby Parker were sadly limited edition frames. It was a collaboration they did with the blog Into the Gloss. So if you want them to bring them back, send them some tweets, tag them in my photos, and hopefully we'll see them make a comeback. This next pair aren't limited edition. These they always have. They're the Welty, and I have them in the shade Tortoise. And finally, the sunglasses are in the style Haskell. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, so I see you in the next one. Bye guys. Makeup for glasses tutorial, does it look good?